Let's talk to Jaclyn, who's one of our fantastic immigration lawyers, who maybe can better explain.
Hey, Jaclyn,
better
how you doing?
explain.
Hey.
Hello. Maybe
Hello.
she can better explain what came down in New York State law that helps people who are convicted of sale of drugs. Believe it or not.
It's pretty significant.
Yeah.
So in June 2017, a Second Circuit case was decided which stated that criminal sale of a controlled substance in the fifth degree in New York is not considered a controlled substance offense for immigration purposes. And this is significant because it can kind of be applied for most controlled substances offenses in New York.
So it depends, no matter what section of law under controlled substance, basically, and by the way, controlled substance is different than marijuana. Sale of marijuana is still going to be deportable, believe it or not, but sale of, and it's just the way that it's written. Can you explain it maybe better than I explained it with the red light?
Okay, so basically immigration law is a federal charge, and criminal offenses are decided on the state level. Yes. So when a criminal offense is broader than a federal offense, basically you can be convicted of a crime that would not necessarily be a conviction under federal law. So in this particular case, that individual was convicted of a controlled substance crime, but the Second Circuit said that the actual drug that he was convicted of perhaps could have been a drug that in a federal court would not render him convicted of a crime. So the case would have just gotten dismissed.
So basically in New York, the list of controlled substances that you can be found guilty of is much more, there's a bigger list than under federal law. So there's more illegal drugs in the state New York than in federal law, and as a result, who knows what he pled guilty to selling. You understand, Squeeze?
Exactly.
I understand. So what kind of drugs are these? I want for you to be more specific as to the kind of drug.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the kind of drug...
Over the counter from the pharmacy, or you're talking about real hard drugs?
They're real drugs, cocaine, heroin. I mean, it really depends on the statute of the law in New York State that you've been convicted of, and those individuals are convicted of offenses that fall outside of marijuana, because there's a different law in New York State that you're actually charged for marijuana convictions. So you're looking at cases like anything that would be a prescription drug that would necessarily get you arrested, anything that would be a hard drug that's sold on the street perhaps. As I said, heroin, the individual that we assisted had a cocaine conviction.
Why don't you talk about the person you assisted? Yeah. So in other words, in New York State, it's illegal to sell a drug that you require a prescription. But in federal law, for example, that's not a deportable offense. So who knows what the guy pled guilty to, because it's all encompassed under one section of law.
But what it sounds like you could get in more trouble with marijuana in contrast to some of these hard drugs.
That is correct, unfortunately.
I'm hearing some of that in there.
Yes. So why don't you talk about the guy, we had a guy from England who had this happen to. Yeah. Jaclyn represented him. Why don't you tell about that case?
So this individual was not having success with his prior attorney, a lot of miscommunication. He retained us to represent him only at a master hearing to see what could be done. At first, we were unaware. We knew that he had a controlled substance offense, but we were not sure what it would be. And it turned out that he was convicted or pled guilty to criminal sale of a controlled substance in the fifth degree, which is actually the exact statute that was in this case. And it even noted on his notice to appear, which is the immigration charging document, that it was cocaine. But that was irrelevant. And we attended the master calendar with him, presented this argument that under the Harbin case, criminal sale of a controlled substance is no longer, one, a controlled substance offense, nor was it an aggravated felony, because sale of a controlled substance generally would be considered an aggravated felony. And the judge actually indicated she was going to look into it, was going to schedule an individual hearing, was going to have us present arguments on the case. And before we even got to that point, she called our office and told us, don't come in, I'm terminating the proceedings.
And this guy is good to go.
This guy that's going actually, because it's not an aggravated felony,
He can do a citizenship
perhaps
now.
will be eligible to naturalize.
Yes, he'll be able to do
He
his
was
citizenship
here
too.
since a very young age, his whole entire life, his whole family
And it-
here, no ties anywhere else.
And it was just really, luck on his part that he pled guilty to the right offense. That just
And that
because
he
of
came to us.
the statutory writing, and of course, even smart. That's not luck. That's smart. Coming to Spar and Bernstein and knowing what to argue, because his other lawyers said 100% deportable.
Yeah,
Now the
his
case is
attorney
terminated, and now he's eligible for
presented
citizenship.
No claim.
Yeah. Excellent job, Jaclyn. Excellent job.
Congratulations.
You have to do one of these. I love doing this.
I'm just happy
Squeeze
for
doesn't
him.
like to do it.
He's
No,
okay.
I like doing this.
You like to do that, yeah.
this.
Yeah. All right. Well, 1-800-529-5465 is the number for Jaclyn, one of our fantastic immigration attorneys.
I like Jaclyn.
I like her too. Natasha, who's watching, says you look great.
Oh, thanks, Natasha.
Natasha Campbell. Making sure.
Oh, thanks.
Natasha, who works for us.
Natasha Woods.
Yes. Making sure we're
I'm
clear.
quite sure other Natashas are watching.
Maybe.
From all over the world.
Possibly. You
Maybe
never
even
know.
here in New
You
York.
never know.
You know?
I was excited with the client. but-
Yeah, all right. Well, you look fabulous anyway. Thank you very much. Great job. And really, this is New York. If you're convicted of a serious drug offense in New York and you're facing deportation, you should be checking us out first.
Absolutely.
Before you get yourself deported.
And also, there is a criminal defense department here at
There is
Spar
a
Bernstein.
fantastic
1-800
criminal
Lawlink.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much, Jaclyn.